pause the video, don't watch it, look at the title and look at the description. That's all you need to know. Alright. No, this isn't going to be a short video, but you can watch it if you like to. YouTube has seen fit over the last few months, and probably longer than that, to quietly or publicly derank videos, or make it to where interaction's impossible, or make it to where people can't see you when you post a video, or you're blocked specifically. It's an experiment. It's an experiment in seeing how far they can push people, so they can collect data on how people respond to being abused over the internet by a large corporation, and they're going to use it to do whatever they're going to do. This behavior is by design, and so is your behavior. The whole point of it has nothing to do with the title of video, the content of the description, even the words out of my mouth. The idea is to see how people respond in mass communications. So the video title will be about an incident that happened in May of this year, and the description will have a bunch of archive links in it that may or may not have already been added to the flag list, and you'll be able to read everything by just looking at the data. Disabling all the features on a YouTube video but leaving it up is a way to leave a thorn in someone's side and really, really piss them off. This is something that's understood in the industry, all industries. It's sort of like when you know that guy who always calls into tech support trying to run a scam for phones or games or whatever, and they never get anywhere, but they keep teasing them forward so they'll buy some more microtransactions or add a ringtone or something like that. I don't even know if anybody buys ringtones anymore. There was a department I used to work in for a subsidiary that was essentially run by Nextel Corporation for phones. And my job was to take everybody that did that to us, that wasted our time and tried to run scams on us, and pull them to the side and explain to them that will never happen. It became one of my favorite expressions. It got added eventually to the proper response list. You're allowed to say that, even though it sounds rude. We are allowing it, only under certain conditions. I didn't read the instructions. They told me, well, you're being abusive to customers. And I said, these are customers who threatened to kill me. I have a right to respond by telling them to go to hell. I'm not going to not do it. Screw you. So they put me in supervisor queue. I guess you'd call it the Grinch department. I ran under a certain name. And when I get on the phone, which was 6 times a day for a specific person who would get funneled to me. Hold on, we know what department you belong in. I get the person on the phone, and I'd say, hi, thank you for calling. That's all I heard, because he knew it was done. And on my screen, I put myself an out. Some of you know exactly what I just said. You know what that word means. And I would sit there and stare at the screen with all the data I got because he transferred, and say, okay, caller ended call. Call was on the honor of the other person from this individual user. And I'm looking at a GPS location, and they're standing in front of the same stupid bodega or whatever, running fake cards and flashing cell phones with new data and trying to get around things so they can provide drug dealers with lots and lots of time. And there's a clot of 50 people around them actively using their phones and using it in a way that is exclusively used for data communications on the sly. And I select all and hit delete. And then they get really angry because the phone literally says perpetually disabled or locked. I brick them. Why? Because all of the phones are on a list of phones that called in that day that are obviously being set up by this guy trying to steal minutes. I find a bunch of balance transfers and a bunch of other things. Some of you know what I just said. And I make all of his phones go away. After a while, Marquise, which is the name he kept using, stopped calling in. We don't know what happened to Marquise, but he had to at least, if he was lucky, give all the money back. Because he was cheaper than just buying a phone and getting real minutes on it. He wasn't anymore. He was now the most expensive thing on the face of this earth to a bunch of people who were well armed and did not like him anymore. Hi Marquise, if you're watching, I hope you're able to. Not sorry. But I never once said, yeah, you can use the phone. It'll just have a crackle in it all the time. Or it'll always disconnect randomly. Because that's a bitch move. Google. So instead of actually deranking people and saying only mainstream news can report on a shooting, and actually clearly say, we're not going to let you. They could say that. We've had too much trouble with people propagandizing or profiteering off of tragedy. That's a perfectly good reason to do it. We're only going to allow mainstream media for the first 2 days after an incident until it's figured out completely. Then after that, for let's say a week, then we'll let you post whatever you want to. But in the first 24 hours or whatever, whatever rule they want, you're not allowed to have citizen journalists. They could just say that. Nobody would actually have a problem with it, because they could say it's our platform and we don't want to do it anymore. We don't want to let you do it anymore because you all keep making more problems. I mean, honestly, somebody reporting on Nibiru hitting every few days has caused a couple of people to kill themselves. But YouTube won't flag that because it actually hurts people. But this shit, it hurts corporations. And nagging us to death means they can just say, well, they eventually quit because we made it unfriendly for them. Tee-hee! So on all the channels, all of my channels, I'm going to post a video that has this content that you're listening to. And just has the information below in the description for you to read. So there's no content in the video, it's just in the description and the title. And it'll be this video. And I'm also going to post a video with a title that has nothing to do with it, that actually is me talking about this with nothing in the damn description or the title that says anything about it. It'll just be an opinion piece. Let's see which one they flag. The one with clear, non-ambiguous information in the description, but me not talking? Or the one where I'm talking about it, and I don't provide any links? Because they don't seem to mind it when nobody provides corroboration for anything. They don't seem to mind it if it actually causes people to kill themselves. They only mind it if you actually are articulating what's going on and providing links at the same time. Thanks for watching.